Hello guys, welcome back for another installment of my 100% race career Backmarker edition, and we're in sunny Montreal here right now getting ready for the Canadian Grand Prix. I'm not really sure what to expect from this track. I thought I had a lot of problems finding straight line speed in practice, so I've gone with a setup that leaves us with absolutely no downforce because we need to get up to speed on that long straight there, otherwise we're going to get killed. So anyway, jumping straight to Q1, this is our first and only time. Just to save the tires, we make sure we get into Q2 rather easily. And jumping straight to Q2, we're not even going to bother with that because we just breezed into Q3. This is going to be so easy. I love Montreal. Jump to Q3. I hate Montreal! What the hell just happened here between sessions? Anyway, 1:23.886, that's our best time. We start 10th on the grid. So here we are immediately behind Hulkenberg and behind Byrne. The Invisible Man, as I like to call him, because I haven't seen him anywhere at any time in any race so far this season. We get a very good start. For once here we pass Perez. Apparently Ricardo seems to be having a good start too. He just came sneaking up on the inside there. Everybody's just kind of cluttered up in the middle of things. A little bit of space opening up there. We're neck and neck with Alonso, almost touching wheels there for a second, and we're able to duck underneath Alonso, Hamilton, and Perez, I believe it was, and end up being in fourth behind Massa. So we're up 6 from our starting position. That's very, very good. Now, if only we can just keep up. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin there. If only we can just keep up with these guys and hopefully keep Perez and whoever behind us here for the next couple of laps, because we are going to, we just cut through the chicane here, missing the chicane completely, because we are going to be missing a lot of straight line speed on the huge home straight there. So that's going to be interesting. I think you're going to be seeing some very defensive racing this race. And as you can see, the cars immediately ahead of us are already pulling away massively here, and the DRS isn't even activated yet. And that's on fuel mix 3, I might add. Jumping ahead to lap 3, the gap is still pretty much the same to Massa up there, and Perez is roughly lying about a second and a half behind. That's pretty constant too. So he hasn't really been able to close the gap on us yet, which is positive. But as you can see, 312 max speed on the straight there, and we're talking aerodynamics at front wing 1 and rear wing 1. Absolutely no drag from the wings whatsoever, and 312 is all we can manage. With a full load of fuel, I might add, but still. And actually, we seem to be closing in on Massa here just a little bit. Maybe he's trying to conserve fuel, I'm not sure. We just dialed down our own from 3 to 2. I forgot to tell you, we already lost 2 cars in turn 1 right after the start, so we're down to 20 cars already. We already seem to have a bit of a line forming behind us here. As you can see, we got Perez immediately behind us and 2 other cars immediately behind him. And all of those cars are going to be using DRS on this very straight. They're going to be coming at us like bats out of hell. And as a matter of fact, Magnussen just went by Perez down there. It's very interesting so far. I haven't really tested it, so I wouldn't really know it. It seems that with the AI mod that I'm running, that the Force India cars are a lot faster. Well, not a lot faster, but at least somewhat faster than the McLarens. Or maybe I'm just dreaming things. Anyway, skipping here to lap 7. Massa seems to be starting to open up a bit of a gap on us again there. Magnussen is putting us under all sorts of pressure from behind. And coming through the chicane here down to the hairpin, he's going to be all over us again, lining up for an attempted pass down the long straight. Of course, he's going to have the DRS open, and he's going to have the Mercedes engine, and we run very wide indeed, which is not going to make things easier for us. Only thing we can hope for is to get out of this hairpin as fast as possible and maybe open up just a bit of a gap here on the long straight. And it seems that we have a slight gap, and it seems to be fairly constant, so I'm not sure whether Magnussen might be running in fuel conservation mode or not, because he should have been all over us on that straight there. We only hit a top speed of 310 kilometers per hour, and now we even move down into lean mix to save some fuel for later. And we're on lap 11 now, and Perez has overtaken Magnussen behind us again and is starting to loom really large in the mirrors there, and is putting us under all sorts of pressure. We have a slight gap on him right now, but it seems that there's this entire school of cars behind us that we're holding up. And I got a feeling that if we let any of those guys pass us, we're not going to see them again for the rest of the race. Really bumpy ride over the chicane there, completely missed it. And also Vettel seems to have passed Perez behind us right now and is coming up hot and heavy. Jumping a little later in the lap here, he's just going to have a look down the inside. So much more power. We're in lean mix right now, which is not helping. We have a dive down the inside to see if we can't take the position back, and we managed to do so at first. There's a backmarker of Gutierrez there that we're lapping on lap 13. He must have had an accident of sorts. But Vettel just comes up from behind again like a bat out of hell. Goes on the inside. We're unable to block him. Not much we can do about that. Jumping to lap 20, we come in for our first stop. We managed to do 20 laps on the option tires that we started the race with, which was okay. But we're going to be going for primes in this stint. Currently in 7th position, we lost 2 places coming into the pits here. We'll be seeing if we manage to gain some of those back when we come around for another lap. Maybe other cars are going to be in the pits. Maybe they're going to be on different strategies. We don't know that yet. Jumping straight to lap 24, we managed to get back one of our positions, but now we have Magnussen all over us from behind, hot and heavy, and we're coming up on a set of back markers here. Kobayashi is first. He leaves us a room to pass, very positive, and we try and duck out of the racing line so as not to give Magnussen too much help with the slipstream here on the straight. He's going to have the DRS as it is, and he's going to come out hot and heavy. There's not much we're going to be able to do about it, I think. But we managed to keep him behind us for now, but he is definitely out racing us at the moment. Skipping ahead a couple of laps, we still have Magnussen all over us from behind, trying to duck out of the racing line again to deny him the slipstream, but he just tucks in right underneath us and tries to go around on the outside, but we're able to close him off ever so subtle, and he's going to have to fall back a couple of meters and try it again. But we're definitely holding him up right now. He must be fuming behind us.
We believe the car ahead is running standard revs.
Again, we go off the racing line trying to deny him the slipstream, but I fear this is going to be a losing battle down the stretch. Coming through the chicane here, running very wide, almost putting ourselves into the wall, and Magnussen has a look down the inside of us, and there's not too much we can do about that. We try and brake late, but he has the line, and we have to just duck in behind him. Skipping ahead to lap 37 now, Magnussen is all but gone, but now we have Alonso to contend with instead, and he tries the same move as Magnussen, goes around on the inside, and we can't match his speed. We can't outbrake him either. We're going to have to go in behind him there. There's a bit of contact, ends up riding on the curb there. And I guess all we could do at this point really is try and stay as close to him as possible and maybe get the benefit of DRS on the straight, or hope he makes a mistake, or maybe outbrake him into the hairpin. But when it comes to straight line speed, we're no match for him at this point. Skipping to lap 45, this is our second pit stop of the day. We managed to do an additional 5 laps on our prime tires, which gives us the opportunity to see if we can't complete this last stint on option tires. We also had an altercation with a wall a while back, meaning that we had to have our front wing fixed too. We came in 7th, but only because Alonso pitted a couple of laps ago. So if we can just manage to squeak out in 8th place again, I think there's going to be something to be happy about. But we got Hulkenberg coming right around the corner just as we exit, taking away 8th, and we're down in 9th place. The immediate plan here is to get our tires up to temperature as fast as we can and hopefully stay within 1 second of Hulkenberg here, giving us DRS as we come out on the straight. And we managed to close the gap very well indeed. We're going to be right on his bumper coming out on the straight here. Question is, were we close enough at the DRS point to actually get DRS here? And we were. We should be able to pass him easily, and we do. Wonder why Hulkenberg was going so slowly. Maybe he's on dead tires, or even if he is in fuel conservation mode, he should have been going faster than that. And jumping to lap 52, it does appear that Hulkenberg may indeed have a problem, as he's just been jumped by Raikkonen as well. So he's not going very fast, he's losing positions, but we can't be sure why. What we can be sure of, however, is that Raikkonen has closed the gap on us mainly due to a blue flag incident, but he is all over us right now, and he's going to have a field day once we get out on the straight. We do seem to open up a gap on him right now, though, so I doubt if he's going to be able to pass us on this lap anyway. And skipping ahead to lap 57, it's Groundhog Day all over again. Raikkonen all over us from behind, and we are totally defensive. And I'm not sure whether or not Raikkonen might have a DRS problem, because he doesn't appear to be closing on us very quickly on this straight. And it's not like we're going particularly fast either. Jumping ahead to lap 64, we have rain falling all of a sudden. And we're about to head into the pits right now for some intermediate tires, as the track conditions have already worsened to a point where the option tires are losing grip fast. Jumping to lap 66, Rosberg passes us for another lap, even though I don't think that he's in a condition to do that, seeing as he's still on the option tires. But ahead of Rosberg is Bottas, who we're racing for position. He's still on the prime tire. We managed to duck underneath both Rosberg and Bottas here on the straight and squeeze into 10th place, but I have to believe that there still would be other cars that need to go into the pits. And as you can see on lap 69, conditions have really gone from bad to worse. We've managed to gain back our 8th spot as Nico Rosberg takes this race. And barring any major crashes or disasters or earthquakes or whatnot, we should be able to squeeze this one home in 8th position, and we do. So Rosberg takes this one ahead of Hamilton. We end up in 8th place with Hulkenberg behind us. It appears that Raikkonen must have spun out in the last couple of laps there, because finds himself 2 laps down, but we were battling with him very late in the race on lap 54 or something like that. And Perez too is very, very far down. I don't know if those two touched wheels or something and crashed out. And Vern, the invisible man, is doing his best to stay invisible, I guess. Let's have a look at who didn't finish down here. Jenson Button and Kvyat. Maybe those two crashed into each other in turn 1. At any rate, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll be seeing you soon enough.